Learning is a journey, full of questions, discoveries, and new ideas. Today, we'll explore a simple but powerful way to guide that journey, a learning cycle that helps us connect, discover, explain, grow, and reflect. Are you ready to make learning even more meaningful and exciting? Let's get started. Effective teaching is not just about delivering information, it's about engaging learners in a way that encourages them to think, explore, and make meaningful connections. In science education, this becomes even more critical, as learners need to understand concepts not only in theory but also in practice. The 5E Instructional Model, developed by the Biological Sciences Curriculum Study, BSCS, offers a research-based framework that promotes active learning, inquiry, and learner engagement. This model is composed of 5 distinct phases: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate, each designed to build on the previous one, supporting a deeper understanding of scientific ideas. When applied thoughtfully, it encourages curiosity, critical thinking, and the development of essential skills such as observation, data collection, and problem solving. In this presentation, we will explore each phase of the 5E model in depth to demonstrate how it can be effectively implemented in the classroom. By understanding the purpose and strategies behind each phase, educators can create learning experiences that are dynamic, learner-centered, and rooted in inquiry. This approach ensures that learners are actively engaged, encouraged to think critically, and supported in developing a deeper understanding of scientific concepts. Welcome to the first stage of our 5ES learning journey, engage. In this phase, we capture learners' interest and curiosity. Think of it as that spark that ignites the learning process. The purpose of engage is simple, but powerful. First, we motivate learners to care about the lesson ahead. Second, we connect the new topic to their prior experiences, what they already know, feel, or wonder about the world. And third, we pose a problem, a question, or a mystery that makes them eager to explore. Example for Science 3. Topic: Weather conditions. Class, have you ever noticed how the sky changes during the day? Sometimes it's sunny, other times it rains. Can you think of a time when the weather changed quickly? What did you do? Now that we've captured our learners' curiosity, it's time to move into the second phase, explore. In this phase, learners interact directly with materials and investigate important concepts on their own terms. Here, learners aren't sitting back and listening. They're actively doing, observing, and experimenting. The purpose of the explore phase is threefold. First, we provide hands-on experiences that connect learners physically and mentally to the lesson. Second, we encourage inquiry, letting learners ask questions, make predictions, and test their ideas. And third, we foster teamwork and communication, as learners often work together to solve problems or share discoveries. Example for Science 3. Topic: Weather conditions. Learners go outside and observe the sky and record the weather using a simple chart: as sunny, cloudy, rainy, etc. After learners have explored and discovered, it's time for the third phase, explain. In this phase, learners begin to make sense of their findings. They share their ideas, discuss patterns they noticed, and connect their experiences to bigger scientific concepts. This is also when the teacher steps in to introduce formal vocabulary and scientific concepts that support and sharpen their understanding. The purpose of the explain phase is clear. First, we provide explanations, but these are built on what learners have already discovered for themselves. Second, we introduce accurate scientific language, helping learners describe what they've seen using the right terms. And third, we encourage learners to describe their learning, putting their new understanding into their own words. Example for Science 3. Topic: Weather conditions. What do we call the amount of heat in the air? That's right, temperature. Let's talk about how temperature helps us describe the weather. Teacher connects observations to concepts like sunny days have higher temperatures. Rainy days might have clouds and lower temperatures. Now that learners have built their understanding, we move into the next exciting phase, elaborate. In this phase, learners apply their knowledge to new situations. They extend what they've learned and deepen their understanding by thinking beyond the original activity. The purpose of the elaborate phase is to broaden learner thinking beyond the initial examples or activities. Help learners apply their understanding in new and sometimes challenging ways. Encourage higher-order thinking, such as analyzing, creating, and evaluating. Example for Science 3. Topic: Weather conditions. Learners create a weather journal for 1 week, recording and describing daily weather conditions. They could also predict tomorrow's weather based on patterns they observe. Finally, we arrive at the last phase of the 5ES learning cycle, evaluate. In this phase, assessment takes place to measure what learners have learned and how they have grown. Evaluation can happen formally, like with a quiz or a rubric, or informally, through classroom discussions, observations, and reflections. The purpose of the evaluate phase is to assess not just learners' knowledge, but also their skills and attitudes, provide meaningful feedback that helps learners understand their progress, and inform future instruction, so we, as teachers, know what to reinforce, revisit, or build upon. Example for Science 3. Topic: Weather conditions. Have learners draw and label different types of weather, or answer simple questions like, what tools help us measure the weather? What kind of clothes do we wear on rainy days? Let's break down the 5ES, a powerful model for teaching that makes learning interactive and exciting. First, we engage. This is where we grab learners' attention, spark their curiosity, and connect the new lesson to what they already know. It's about getting them excited and ready to explore. Next comes explore. In this phase, learners investigate and get hands-on with the concept. They experiment, observe, and start to make their own discoveries. They're actively involved, and that's when learning really takes off. Then, we move to explain. Now, learners share what they've discovered, and the teacher introduces the formal concepts and vocabulary to support their findings. This is where we help them make sense of what they've learned. In the elaborate phase, learners apply their knowledge in new ways. They extend their learning, think critically, and tackle new challenges, deepening their understanding. It's about taking what they know and using it in creative ways. Finally, we evaluate. This phase is where we assess their understanding, provide feedback, and see how much they've grasped. It helps guide future lessons and ensures learners are on track. The 5ES model provides a structured approach to teaching and learning. Each phase builds on the previous one to help learners develop a deeper understanding of concepts. By following this model, teachers can design lessons that are interactive, meaningful, and learner-centered, supporting learners in making connections and applying their knowledge in real-world situations. Every learning journey is full of moments of curiosity, discovery, and growth. When we guide learning carefully, step by step, we help learners unlock their full potential. Let's keep creating spaces where every question matters, every discovery is celebrated, and every learner shines. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing,